All right. Let's draw a distinction. We're discussing ethics, and I want to draw a distinction. All right. A distinction between the concept of ethics, morality, and even piety. Word we don't use that often these days. But let me explain what myself. Ethics in general, if you look at the meaning, is to judge or assess the impact of our acts on other people. That's the essence of ethics. To assess our impact on other people. That's the essence of it. When it's positive, we say it's ethical. Negative, we say it's unethical. It's all about other people. There is a thing of assessing your own acts on yourself, which we tend to call rationality. It's irrational to stab yourself with a pencil. It is unethical to stab someone else with a pencil. Okay? So that's the broad meaning of it. But in philosophy, we draw a distinction between different types of acts. There are physical behavior, when you do something with your hand and feet, your body. And there's also mental behavior, when you really think of certain things. You have certain intentions. You carry out certain, not so much fantasies, but you carry out certain actions, mental acts. And you can carry a mental act against a person as well. There's verbal behavior, which is an expression of really a mental act. Okay, verbal, when I'm speaking, is really an expression of a mental act. There's another type of action that's not discussed that much, and that's the feelings. For religious people, that's piety. Talk about how you feel about something, right? And we talk about having appropriate and inappropriate feelings in certain situations, right? Your best friend getting a raise of $5,000 annually should not promote you to get angry. Then we would say that's an inappropriate feeling. In religion, that would be called impiety. Okay? So when you assess the feelings, like if you're doing something because it makes you feel a certain way, that goes in the level of piety. Something in philosophy we would call the moral sentiment, the moral feeling. Okay? I want to say that there are different things we assess on people. The way they act, the way they're thinking, often expressed through their speaking, and even the way they're feeling. Okay? And if you do that, you have a trilogy of how to evaluate people. In general, okay, ethics, broadly speaking, ethics, ethos, deals with character, human behavior. When we use the word ethics, and when I use the word ethics, I'm being very precise. Sometimes I speak loose, and so when I'm speaking loose, I allow ethics and morality to be synonymous concepts. But when I'm speaking with precision, I use ethics to capture physical behavior in the world. Did you steal something? Did you destroy someone's property? Did you help an old lady across the street? What physical attribute, what physical activity did you engage in? Those things that are positive towards the other individual, we call ethical. Those that are negative, we call unethical. Of course, we'll have to look at the different philosophers' theories of morality to get a sense of what is real positive, what is real negative, which may be in a debate. But at least right now you get the sense of it. Morality deals with the mind. You have certain thoughts about people. If those thoughts are really wrong, if someone mispronounced your name and automatically you begin thinking of, finding the tallest building and dropping that person from, that is a wrong thought. That is immoral. If Peter intends to steal a motorcycle and he begins to act on that intention, but when he gets to that location, you find out that there is a police officer nearby, so he doesn't really steal that motorcycle. That intention is still judgeable and is judged as immorality. It's not an ethical issue because it didn't manifest in reality. It didn't really carry out the intention. It's not unethical yet, but it's still immoral. At least this is the concept, this is the division I draw. There is a significant conversation in philosophy. Should we leave these concepts as synonymous? I see a difference when we get into deep discussions. Another point is the idea, which we're going to talk about later with David Hume, the idea of the moral sentiment, moral feeling. But I want to go beyond that. The idea that I'm doing something in virtue of the feeling. Like someone who's malicious. Someone may accidentally hurt your property. Someone may deliberately hurt your property, not because they want, but because of an act of vengeance, but they didn't really want to do it. And someone may deliberately damage your property. Okay? They damage your property, but they feel good about it. That's malice. You know, you enjoy it. There's something wrong in that. Having the right feelings. And although I'm going to appeal to Hume later, I do want to say there's something to that is hard for me to put my hands on. I draw a clear distinction between physical behavior and mental behavior. Expressions like talking, lying, we would say it's unethical. Really, lying, in my theory, is immoral. Because lying is an expression of the mind. But it's connected, because in order for you to lie, you may have a thought of lying, which is there. But to manifest, you have to go through a neurological system. You have to open your mouth, so lying becomes physical. Okay? So, is ethical moral? Moral ethical? Please forgive me. I just want to draw that distinction between ethics and morality. For normal conversation, the term could be used interchangeably. But when we get very, very significant, we're going to have case scenarios in which we ask ourselves, if you're in a position and then you're feeling something that's contrary to that feeling, okay, isn't that something wrong? You're with your best friend and you're thinking of stealing your best friend's property, and your feeling is the right thing to do. You're feeling it for real with your friend? No, there's something wrong there. Yes, and when you act on it, we'll get a sense of whether or not we'll say it's ethical or unethical. But before the action takes place, it's already wrong. That's your friend. If you're feeling that, that's already wrong. You don't need to escalate. The only thing about this, and this is true, and I recognize that, although I draw this distinction, only one of them can be easily assessed from the outside, and that's ethical behavior. What you do can be assessed. Mental acts that leads to expression through the sound also can be assessed. But if your mental acts remain within, only you can assess that. And if your feelings about a situation, even though it's inappropriate, if you have them, it can only be assessed by yourself. So what I'm looking at, the division I'm looking at, is only for someone who's chosen to live that moral life. And then they have to go beyond the mere behaviors that are observable from outside, from other people. They have to go internal. They have to become intrinsic. They have to choose morality as a virtue. If you look at morality as a virtue, not just an external act, then these things that others cannot detect by mere physical observation, these things are equally important. So basically, I guess I'm promoting a kind of virtue ethics sense of understanding morality. Yes, I think so.